Welcome back. And in this one, we need to talk about the props. So sharing data between components, it's highly important. And I guess to do this, we need to create a new component. I'm going to go to components, right click, new folder, and I'm going to call this users, or user is fine. So inside the user, I need to create a new component. This one is going to be profile.view. Cool. So now we have a new component and I'm going to be using it on the app.view. And I guess we have a lot of things right here that we are not going to use. I'm going to delete the import and I'm deleting the footer. We don't have it anymore. And I need to import that component that we just created. For now, I'm going to just do the template and I'm going to say profile. Cool. So I'm going to go back to the app.view and we need to import. So import and I'm going to call it user and then profile. Just like that, profile, and then it's going to be from that / components / user, and then profile.view. So now if we want to use it, we need to put it right here. So I'm going to go here and say that we want to use that component. And I guess, if we go here and I reload it, and I'm not running the server, let me run it first, we should be getting that profile. And we get that profile. So the whole point of this section is to pass props between components to share some data. So I need some data on the app.view that will be shared to the profile.view. And for this, I'm going to create a const of data, just like that, data. And we are going to be using the reactive. So if we want to use reactive, we need to bring the reactive from view. Inside, we're going to use that reactive, open and close, and I'm just going to do something simple for now. I'm going to use a name, and this name is going to be Francis. Now, then we're going to share this data here, but we do need something nicer right here. So I'm going to create a div, and inside the div, we're going to have an h3, and outside of the h3, I'm going to use a ul, and then inside, we're going to use some list elements that we will use to display the values that we get from the parent. So inside and then li, I'm going to do span, just like that, open and close. And this one is going to be, the name that we are going to get from the parent name. And then outside is going to be maybe Francis. There we go. Now then at the top, I'm going to say user information. There we go. And I'm going to assign a class to this, and it's going to be user and then profile. And then, we need to add some stylings so we can create some separation. So I'm going to use the style, open and close, and this needs to be scoped. So I'm going to go here. You already know how to do this, scoped. And right here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to say that the span has a font difference from the other ones. So I'm going to do weight of 800, and I'm going to add that dot user class. So user underscore, and then profile, and then open and close. And this one will have a border of, 1 pixel, solid, and then some color, 2196, which is the same cyan color that we used previously. So it's just the same color. And then I'm going to add a padding of 10 pixels. Again, something simple. If I go here, this is what we get. It's ugly, but it's just going to work. And okay, so we are getting the property and we are getting the value. So now we need a way to pass this data to the component and just display that information right here. Now to solve this, what we do is we bind whatever property that we want to pass. Right here on this component, we just need to say that this one will export or just pass the property called name. And to bind it, we need to do the colon. And right here, we just need to say, okay, which data? Well, it's going to be data and then data dot name. And this is going to be passed to the child component. Now, the issue now is that we need a way to catch the values. We cannot do something like this. This is just not going to work. If I reload the application, we get nothing and we even get an error. So we need to catch it with, and I'm going to do the script first. We need to use something that calls define props. So const props equals to define and then props. There we go. So I'm going to open, and this one can take an object, or it can take an array. In this case, I'm going to use an array. So we are going to say name. Why am I saying name? Well, the thing is that on defined props, you need to inform this component what we are getting from the parent component. And in this case, the property calls name. So this is going to be passed. It's going to pass the property. This one is going to catch it. And now we can use it right here. If I save the component and we reload it, I'm going to go here. Oh, and I'm getting an error, and this is fine, actually. It's just defined props is not defined. Now, this, I know that this is correct. What am I doing wrong? And this is something that maybe is going to happen to you a lot. And it's that I forgot to do the setup. So, set up. And now it's going to work. If I reload the application, now we get the name and we get the value of the prop name that lives inside the parent. Now, what if we want to pass a property, not just a reactive property like this? Well, we can. It's just a prop. I can say last name, and this one is equals to, and I'm going to say, I don't know, Jones. And now we are passing just the prop, not a reactive prop. So it's still, it works the same thing, the same way. I'm going to go here and say that now we are expecting a last name. And now if I, maybe copy this and just paste it at the bottom, I'm going to say last name. And right here, I'm going to get that last name. Let me fix this first. There we go. And if we take it to the component, I'm going to reload it and we get the Jones value. So we are getting it. It doesn't have to be a bind or a property. And I mean reactive property. So, okay, so what else can we do with this? Well, you can pass functions, you can pass a lot of things. But first, I want you to make sure that you need to be aware of something. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to create a property called name. And this name is going to be Steve. So, as you can see, there's a clash right here. You have the name and the name, so they're clashing. If you write a property, it's going to override whatever is that you're getting as a prop. If I go to our application, we are getting Steve. We're not getting Francis anymore. So, we kind of need to fix that. And I'm getting this. Let me just fix the template. But yeah, we are overriding. So you need to make sure that the names are unique or, more, it's a little bit more interesting than just name. It could be username or X name or, again, whatever name that you can think of. We have a clash right here. I want to fix it. So I'm going to go here, and instead of doing name, I'm going to change the property to something else. I'm going to say also known as. And now as a name, since it's not a name, I'm going to call it, I don't know, Rocket, something like that. So now, we have different things. I'm going to be going here, and we need to catch that the property that we are passing, which is now changed to also known as. So we need to change it right here. Also known as. And right here, we are still going to get the name, the last name, but the name is going to come from this property and not a prop. But then I'm going to go at the bottom, and I'm going to say that we have that li, and now we have a new property, which is going to be called known as. And here, I'm going to use that property, and we have a better example. So if I reload the application, we get Steve, Jones, and Rocket. So everything works. Now, the importance of passing props is that whenever you pass a prop that lives in a different place, if that prop is reactive when you're binding, it means that the prop can change over time, and it means that the children will update to whatever change in value. And just to give you an example, I'm going to go back to the app.view, and maybe after the profile, I'm going to add a button. I'm going to go here and say button, open and close. And in this one, I'm going to say update and then name. And as you could guess, I'm going to add a click event. So click equals to, and I'm going to do update and then name. And this is the name of a function that we don't have yet. Go at the bottom and just create that function. It's going to be called const update, update name equals to, and I'm going to change the property of name Rocket that we have here. So it's data dot, we are using reactive, not ref. So data dot name equals to, and I'm going to use golden child. So whenever we press the button, we change this value, is going to update the prop, and then the children is going to get the update, and it will reflect the changes. That's the plan. If I reload the application and we try again, I'm going to click it, and we get it. We get the new prop. Right, so in conclusion, this is the way we get. We have other ways. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. But if you want to pass some props, and you know what, this is going to get a little bit long in a minute. So I'm going to fix this, and I'm going to do LIs on just one single line, because again, it's going to get pretty big in a minute. This is the default way we get to communicate, to make the components communicate, right? So passing props. Now we also have something called emitters. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But before that, when we pass props, what we can do, we can validate those props. So let's go to the next one and talk about prop types.